I've been getting a lot of questions lately about how to rune the twins, and I feel like myself, as well as a lot of other maybe mid to late game players, we're just like, we know how to rune them, we just assume that everyone else knows how to rune them as well, and there's a lot of people that either are early game and just got them, or they're like, oh, I wasn't here when the twins were released, I was gone for a while, I stopped playing Summoners War, I came back to it, or just weren't paying attention and are curious how to rune them. So I figured I would do a how to rune twins video. And there's like a too long didn't read version, so we'll go over that really quick at the beginning. This is the too long didn't read version. This is basically the standard DPS, standard damage dealer runes. Early game, Fatal Blade is great, or whatever 2-set gives you the best stats. Focus is not a bad 2-set as well. You want stat-rich sets. You want a lot of attack. You want Fatal Blade, attack, crit damage, attack. You want speed, crit damage, crit rate, attack, and accuracy and subs. Now, I say accuracy, not all of them need accuracy, but things like the Fire Twins need accuracy with all those debuffs. The Water Chakram does not need accuracy because she's just there for damage. But the Water Boomerang, for example, does need a little bit of accuracy because she does have debuffs as well. So that's why I do say accuracy, but some of them need accuracy more than others. The ones that have CC, the ones that have defense breaks and debuffs of any kind. And also you want to get, I mean, you don't want to go all attack or damage attack with no speed at all. You do still want to have like a few dozen speed and subs. If you get speed subs on all of them, on all the different runes, 1 through 6, you should be able to get enough speed to make it usable. There are certain twins that I like to have faster as opposed to other ones, like the Fire Twins. I do like to have those pretty fast because they do attack each pushback, they do CC with the stuns. Also, this is more of a PvE, player versus enemy, like or player versus environment, however you want to say it. For example, for Necro, for Rift Beasts, for things like that. If you're going to use them in PvP, like for Guild Wars, or for like a fast arena offense team, for example, if you're going to use them with Tiana, they would need to have a certain amount of speed. They would need to have 200 plus speed. So you can't really go, I mean, you could go attack or damage attack and have 200 speed subs in that, but more likely you're going to be running speed crit damage attack. But just generally for dungeons, attack or damage attack, Fatal Blade, early game works best, and just those stats, those subs that you see on the screen. It doesn't have to be Blade, but whatever 2-set. Mid to late game, I feel like people that are mid to late game probably already know, and they don't even need to be told what is good for mid to late game. But Violent works great. Violent Revenge for Necro, Violent Shield for Necro if you're running a team without any healers, works really nicely. I see some people, or a lot of people actually, not some people, a lot of people running Shield on their twins for Necro if they don't have any healers. And Fight works really, really great for the Rift Beasts. Violent Fight, even Triple Fight, even Rage Fight, things like that. For Rift Beast, because Fight gets the most value out of when you're doing Rift Beast and you have 6 units in your team. Fight has the biggest impact there, as opposed to, like, for example, Guild Wars and Guild Siege, where you only have 3 units on your team. You get the least value out of Fight runes, right? Mathematically. And then attack, crit damage, attack, speed, crit rate, crit damage, attack, accuracy, substats. So that's the too long, didn't read. And for many of you, that's going to be the end of the video. That's all you need. After that, we're going to go, well, and now we're going to go to the part where we kind of go into each unit a little bit more, and then we see some high-level rune builds. Alright, so for most people, they got what they wanted to, what they needed to out of that first segment. So now we're going to just talk about a little bit more in depth which ones maybe need more speed and accuracy if you're going to use them for example, TOA, Hall of Heroes, or for maybe arena offense or things like that. So Shayna is one of the first ones because she does so much. She does so many debuffs. She's got attack each pushback. She's got defense break. She got stuns, and she has the arena offense leader skill. Shayna's one of the best Nat 5s in the game. I mean, oh, she's a Nat 4? Okay, she's one of the best Nat 5s in the game still. She's just so solid of a unit. She's really, really solid. I mean, I don't have to say, she's like the most wanted of these twins, I think, aside from the light dark ones. But she is, I feel like she's the strongest one, just in general, in the most situations. But I would go a little bit higher with the accuracy and a little bit higher with the speed, especially if you're going to do Dragon's B10 for her, with her, for example. You want to make sure you get a lot of those attack age pushbacks. and you want to get those defense breaks before your other units start moving and doing damage, right? So like, for example, I know some people like to use her with Kali. I would make sure I run a fast Kali, and I would the fire high elemental, and I would make sure I run her fast as well, so you get the attack buff and the defense break as soon as possible before you do all of the damage with your other units. Then we have, no, let's go over the rest of these girls first. So this girl, I have to burp. Oh, excuse me. So this girl is kind of more cut and dry because she doesn't do the debuffs that Shayna does, but she does just big damage. So you just want to run her. Attack or damage attack is fine. Speed and subs, crit rate subs. Don't worry about the accuracy. Not an issue. She's going to be easier to rune than the other ones. Alright. Then we have Melissa. I already forgot what Melissa does. More damage than the enemy's HP is low. We don't need to worry about that too much. We have the defense break here and attack break here. I don't use Melissa that much. I have her. I built her, but I don't use her that much. Ignores damage reduction effects. So, for example, like the Light Lich. Increased damage by 10% according to the number of beneficial and harmful effects granted on the target. You don't need to worry about the accuracy or anything for that here. I mean, we do have the defense break and the attack power break, but I wouldn't go crazy with the accuracy. I would just try to focus on just attack, crit damage attack, making her kind of cut and dry. If you're going to use her, for example, for arena offense against the Light Lich, you might, based on the rest of your team, you might need to speed tune her to be faster just because that's what the team calls for, depending on what else you have in the team with her. But aside from that, if you're just using her for dungeons or for, like, for example, the Water Rift, she's great for the Water Rift. She's great for a lot of different rifts. You just stick these in Rift content and just press go. Put as much damage on them as you can and press go. That's kind of like the real way to ruin them, is just like, they're easy, you just stick damage on them and you do things. So yeah, you don't need to worry too much about the accuracy or the speed in there, unless you're speed tuning it specifically for arena offense or guild war offense or something like that, where it needs to be a certain speed to not get cut in. Then we have Deva. Now I hear people are actually kind of bummed out about Deva because she doesn't do as much damage as she could with this ignore defense. Or maybe possibly just the fact that you need them to be under inability effects to make it activate. So they're like, she's not as useful as Shayna, she's not as useful as the Dark Boomerang, some crazy nonsense like that. But I mean, she does need, she has the stuns, and she also does this, but I feel like I would go, like, she needs accuracy, but not too crazy. Like, you don't have to go super crazy, like, trying to find accuracy from subs from different things. Like, if she gets resisted, she might get resisted every so often, but I wouldn't go. I would just try to go for more damage on her. Belita, what does she have? Removes harmful effects, and then we have replace all targets' beneficial effects with continuous damage. I see her use less than the Dark Boomerang. She does need accuracy for this Moonlight Blow, but she doesn't need accuracy for the other one, so I would still try to get some accuracy on her, but I would feel like she's kind of more of a just damage dealing unit overall in general anyway, so I wouldn't really focus too much on. Like the fire one, you really gotta try to get that accuracy on there, because like all these debuffs are very, very important. So let's go to the fire boomerang now. So the fire boomerang has this stun and has another stun, so she's very much C. I feel Hispanic now. C. So I would use her for, I feel like she's also another one that I would use with high speed and high accuracy, because, I mean, still, like speed, crit damage attack, but try to get a lot of accuracy in subs, because she does need all that crowd control. I mean, she does need the accuracy to land all that crowd control, with 2 of her 3 skills being AoE crowd control skills. So you could use her in TOA, you could use her in Hall of Heroes, you could use her in Labyrinth, you could use her in stuff like that. But man, you kind of do need the accuracy on her, right? So you kind of gotta, and the ones that need accuracy and speed, like the Fire Twins, are a little bit harder to rune, because you need less overall stats for them. So what do we have here? Cut and dry, big DPS unit. You don't need to worry about the accuracy on here. You don't need to worry about the speed on here necessarily, unless you're speed tuning it. Again, unless you're speed tuning specifically for arena offense or something. I have, on my Europe server account, I use both Water Twins with this one's leader skill, with Orion, and I should have a tighter speed tuning. I should have more speed in subs because they're not speed tuned correctly. But if you're gonna do something like that, you might want to focus more on the speed for there. But you really don't need to go too crazy but with the speed on her. I would just go attack or damage attack. She's kind of easier to rune. Just get big damage out of the subs. With this girl, what does she do? She does the decreased defense here. They all do the decreased defense. So that's nice. But oh no, wait. I have to be corrected on this Sabrina. She does do debuffs actually. She does the defense break. I do have her with a little bit of accuracy. On my accounts because she does multiple debuffs. So keep that in mind. Not as much. You don't need to go as crazy as like with the Fire Twins. They need more accuracy, but you do want a little bit of accuracy in subs for there. Removes harmful effects on you. Anything that removes harmful effects and increases your attack power, like this one as well. Not this one, which was the other one that removes harmful effects, increases attack power. So these don't do any debuffs, right? With the second skill. So the amount of debuffs that you can potentially do is less if one of the skills doesn't even apply any debuffs at all. So I like to think about it as far as that, like how many debuffs are you doing to how many enemies, and that is how much priority you should have for the accuracy on that unit. Now this one's a little bit differently though. I'm getting so ahead of my. Let me take a second to suck this down. Okay. Let me take a second. Now this one, I like to run her speed crit damage attack. Why? Because I think she's good with she's good in Guild Wars. She's got this Guild Wars speed leader skill, and if I see a Guild Wars speed leader skill, I'm like, okay, can we stick this with Orion and have a successful Guild War offense or defense? So that's why I feel like to speed sync her with Orion, I would really prefer her to be speed crit damage attack. If you're not going to use her for Guild War offense or defense, then you don't need to worry about the speed crit damage attack. You can just go attack crit damage attack, fairly standard. Increase harmful effect on the enemy. Because this is really cool though. Because imagine you use the vacuum boomerang. Use her with Orion. The vacuum boomerang. Orion goes harmless prank, right? Because you get turn 1, you have the speed lead. Orion harmless pranks. He stuns, he defense breaks. She comes in, she stuns for she has an additional turn, additional chance to, or she'll stun them for an additional turn, defense break them some more as well. And she also attack power buffs herself. So she is a great combination with Orion. I really like this this potential Orion combination there. So I would run her speed crit damage attack if I was going to use her in Guild Wars. Aside from that, attack crit damage attack is fine. Now this girl is actually very different. We saw the legend in Special League. I think it was the Wolf guy, right? When he was the legend of Special League. We saw him using Bailey in his offense, and he was using her with swift speed crit damage attack. Inflict damage proportionate to your attack speed, increases your attack bar by 10% when you land a critical hit. Chakram Dance's attack bar will increase by 20% when they attack together. So he was using this as an attack gauge boost for the fire Chakram, I believe, is what he was doing. Removes all harmful effects and increases your attack power for 2 turns. So I believe that's what he was doing with this, is he was running her speed crit damage attack with Swift. And then he would increase the attack gauge of the Shayna, and then Shayna would move next, an AoE defense break with Bailey doing additional damage on top of that, and it was just shenanigans. He was doing a lot of big damage. So that's what he was doing for that. And then we have Martina, which is, if you guys haven't seen Archer is twitch.tv/twitch. I'm getting ahead of myself. twitch.tv/ARCHR. No E, just ARCHR. And he uses the Shayna and Martina combination as well. I think he uses both of them speed crit damage attack, but he might just have them attack crit damage attack with really, really, really high speed subs. You never know, but he has them very fast. This girl is insane. She's, oh my god, it's like that's the most brutal combo, is the dark boomerang and the fire chakram. But he's got some crazy. He's got like Gianna and all that other crazy stuff. But we have this decreased defense. decreased defense and attack power. And then this girl, she's more stat hungry though, because she needs a lot of accuracy as well. So she needs speed because she's a stripper, and she will steal the beneficial effects, right? So she needs speed, she needs accuracy, because all 3 of her skills need accuracy. And she also needs attack, crit damage, and what else did I say? Attack, crit rate, crit damage. So she needs kind of a lot of stats overall. She's worth it. Don't get me wrong, she's worth it, but she's kind of more on the stat hungry side than she needs better runes overall than, for example, like the Sabrina would, just because she needs the speed and she needs the accuracy as well. So anyway, that's it for this, and then we'll see all of the... Excuse me. We'll see. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be so gassy, but we'll see some high-level players' rune builds for them. Alright, so we're on Hekate's account. Now, Hekate has gotten legend a few times before as well, and I think a lot of community members know who that is. So let's take a look at the runes on the Fire Boomerang attack, or damage attack. Violent Revenge, fairly standard. And then we see here, we have speed, crit damage, attack, speed, crit damage, accuracy, crit rate. There, you can't get attack on this slot. Speed, crit rate, crit damage, attack. And then we have crit rate, attack, accuracy. So they're trying to get some accuracy in the subs as well, if possible. So 42% accuracy there, because she does stun. But it depends on where they're going to use it. I mean, I feel like Hekate is just using this for mostly Rift Beasts and Necro, I'm sure. Now what do we get? This is a little bit weird. Okay, so I'll have to get back to you on this, where exactly this one is being used, because there's a few of these. There's a few of these Shaynas. Attack or damage attack. So we're seeing this fairly standard attack or damage attack with just whatever. But this is kind of interesting that she's on Will, so she's for PvP, and she has not a lot of accuracy and not a lot of speed. So I'm wondering, I think there's a specific reason for this like this. Excuse me. But also, this is, I don't know if these are speed tuned specifically this close for a reason, but it could be speed tuned specifically this close for a reason. Because this one is 167 and this one is 170. And then we have this one, still speed tuned pretty close, but this is 5 violent runes and a fatal rune. Okay, so we'll just call this Violent Broken. So many violent runes, seriously. Oh my goodness, so much access to so many violent runes. But again, attack or damage attack. But I don't know what specifically this is being used for, because it really does change based on where you're going to use in the game. Okay, so again, attack or damage attack. Attack or damage attack, and Fatal Blade. Okay, so another build option for that one. But mainly, yeah, look at all those. Oh, I thought they had some light dark ones. What about the water ones? I'm sure they have the water ones. So this one is, also if you see, like, everything is plus, like a plus around 50 plus speed. Attack or damage attack. And still fairly cut and dry for the stats on there. There's kind of, see, this one has no accuracy at all, because you don't need accuracy for Talia. But this one has a little bit of accuracy. I'm kind of surprised to see the Shaynas with not that much accuracy, but we'll see. I think the other ones that we see are gonna have more accuracy, because I think this is mostly being used for like Necro and for Rift Beasts. So what do we have here? We have attack or damage, just random, just double revenge and random other stuff, just to get the stats that they needed on this. So good. I'm surprised that this one has more speed than the other ones, actually. But I think this is just, they're just trying to get like whatever good stats on here. That's what it looks like to me. It's just they're trying to get whatever good stats, and a lot of these are just violent, or a lot of these are just attack or damage attack, whatever good stats they have. Okay, so here's another G3 account from Malicious. Now this one has actually a decent amount of HP. Attack or damage attack. Just happens to have a lot of HP in subs. Okay, look at that HP. Oh my god! On a twin. That is a lot of HP on that twin, actually. You don't usually see them with this much. I mean, it's got good stats. Crit rate is a little bit low, but you don't usually see them with that much HP. Okay. So, but again, we're seeing like plus 50 or more speed on them, and then we're seeing just attack or damage attack. Then we have, for her, we have a decent amount of HP too. Also, I don't know if this is necessarily for PvP, or if it's just for whatever 2 sets. I think this is just, they happen to have, they wanted to use value 2 sets. But again, attack or damage attack, A lot of HP on her. Okay. And then we're seeing this one. A little bit more speed. Okay, a little bit more speed. Attack, crit damage attack, but a little bit more speed. And let's see the accuracy. 22% accuracy I still feel like is a little low, though, for what she does. And I still feel like 10%. I feel like these ones with a low accuracy are more for just either Necro or Rift Beasts. Attack, crit damage attack over here. And I wonder if this is just because... I wonder if they're even using this for PvP at all. Or if they're just using this for... Again, I feel like this is just Necro, Rift Beast kind of things. And it's not necessarily trying to get the Destroy on there. It's just that's what they happen to have good stats on. So 1337. And again, a little bit like plus 50 speed. Attack or damage attack, Violent Blade. The Violent Blade makes more sense. Unless you're doing it for PvP, like, you don't really need Destroy for PvE, right? So as long as you're doing that, then that's fine. But you don't really need it for PvE, right? I don't remember what I was saying. Something about Destroy. Anyway, these are the stats. Whatever I said, don't even listen. Whatever. These are the stats for that. Let's see. Do they have any of the light and dark ones? No, they do not have the light and dark ones. So noob, man. So noob. All right. Here's another one. We have fairly standard attack or damage attack. Surprise, surprise! We're seeing like the same thing for all of these. But this one, take a look at this. Speed. So this is being used for PvP, because look at the speed on here. Very, very different as in terms of speed. Speed, crit damage attack. This is what I was saying. Still a little bit low on the accuracy side. This is still a bit low on the accuracy side as well. But these are being used in PvP. That's why they have such... So this is really nice to be able to see that these ones are PvP. And this is why they're speed tuned to be that specific speed. Very nice. Okay, what else do they have as far as... Do they have the wind one? What about the light and darks? Oh, here we go. So this is another one used for PvP. And again, speed, crit damage, attack. I'd be very curious to know what specific team... Oh, look at that. I wonder how much they use her if they have Fae. But the Fae looks like she's not a PvP Fae. She looks like a PvE Fae. She looks like a Fae for like, for example, for R5 and for Necro rather than for Arena Offense. Because generally the Arena Offense, unless he's using it with the Tion, because I see he has a Tion there. So maybe if he's using it with Tion a little bit more, maybe that's why he's got the Fae a little bit slower. But generally I see Fae faster for Arena Offense. You know what I mean? Just a generally though. But like I said, these twins are being used in Arena Offense. You can see that by their speed. And then this light one as well, you can see she's being used in Arena Offense based on... I wonder if he's doing like Tiana and Triple Twins. Tiana and Triple... Would that be a... Ooh, Tiana Triple Twins. I can see it now. So this account is Distant Array from Swag, right? Distant Array is in Swag now. Okay, so nice fight. Okay, fight runes. So this is very much end game for like Rift Beast and things like that. Attack or damage attack, because you're going to get the most out of it with the fight runes, right? So attack or damage attack, very nice stats. We see these ones, attack or damage attack, and they went ham trying to get these. As soon as they came out, they were like, yo, I gotta get these, again, attack or damage attack, violent revenge, attack or damage attack, violent revenge. So these are more for PvE. You can see by the speed on them that they're generally more PvE used. Where's the fire ones? I know they have fire ones. Maybe they're in storage. Because a lot of things, like a lot of dungeon teams, like you don't need to have out. You could have, like, there's just too many units that people have in general that you don't really see everyone taking everything out and keeping everything out all the time. You usually just take out whatever you're trying to tinker with the runes on at any given time. So this one's actually interesting. Is this crit rate slot 4? Attack or damage attack. Okay. But this one doesn't have as high stats as the other one. High crit rate, but I was thinking maybe it was like super high crit damage stats, but like a crit rate slot 4. Okay, but just more into the crit rate than the crit damage. So this is excuse me, this is Bailey. This is the light boomerang. Speed crit damage attack, but still not super fast. Still only 183. That's not really super duper fast though. But I think it seems like it's a work in progress. Maybe it's a newer addition to the family and kind of being used currently, but not used as much as... I believe that it's a newer edition. Yeah, it seems like a newer one because it's not as skilled up. And I know they were like super skilling them up though. But anyway, so this is, at least we get to see the Bailey. But there's some people that run really fast Baileys though. So let's try to find one of those. Okay, so we're venturing off to Asia server. I want to see some different stuff on here. We're seeing still the same, attack or damage attack. Attack or damage attack. See, shield here. Okay, like I said for Necro, if you're running a non-healer team, shield is nice on here. What do we see here? This is another one for, it just happens to be on destroy. I don't think this was intentional for it to be on destroy. And then let's see if we can see another one. Still all at plus 20. And we've got the accuracy here, right? So we have defense break and attack power break on there. Not necessarily that it needs accuracy. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Like I said, we ventured off to Asia server, but yeah. Okay, so this is another solid player. You may have seen them in RTA before in some of the top charts. But anyway, let's take a look at this water boomerang. Okay, so we're seeing focus, attack or damage attack. Like I was saying before, when I corrected myself, I was like, no, actually she does. The water boomerang does need focus. Focus, just attack or damage attack. But we are seeing that they wanted at least some focus, some accuracy on her because she does do several debuffs. And then what do we see for her? This is just a violent energy is fine. They just wanted to do this because of the stats on the rune, right? So violence is super good, but they just wanted to go for the energy and accuracy 42%. So they tried to get the accuracy in subs. What do we have? Accuracy 7% here, accuracy 8% here, no accuracy there, and then 21% here, and then 6% there. So they did want some accuracy here because she does do attack H pushback, she does do defense break, she does do stuns. And then do we see... Nope, we just see some crazy... I just had to see... Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Okay. Okay. Okay, so here's another super solid player from the Asia server. Let's see what they've got. They've got pretty standard cut and dry attack or damage attack. And we're seeing for all of these like 50 to 60 speed in subs. And we're seeing Rage Blade here. Rage Blade is fine for her. She doesn't really need too much accuracy on this one, like I said as well. And then let's see the Shayna. Attack or damage attack with the shield set, which is nice for if you're running a Necro team with no healer. That's nice. And then for these girls, we have Violent Revenge, attack or damage attack, still plus 50 speed. So I think one of the things to take away from this is that everyone seems to have plus 50 speed and a little bit more, right? Or plus 40 plus some more. So here we have plus 40, and this is just on random stuff. Attack or damage attack. I think this might have been a newer addition. Okay, very nice. And we have this one is, well, it's plus 40, but as we can see, a newer addition because it's not even maxed yet. So they just stuck on whatever runes they had. Not necessarily that they wanted the will set, I'm sure, but ooh, this rune is not super great for this player's level. But it's just they just stuck on whatever to make it usable for the time being. So I guess this is probably like a newer addition, but anyway, we do get to see some of these. Anyway, guys, I wanted to show the super fast light boomerangs. I just couldn't find one, but there are some people that are using super fast light boomerangs for their PvPs. So anyway, hopefully it helps some people to understand how to rune. I mean, it's fairly cut and dry on how to rune these girls, and there's a bunch of different 2 sets that basically you just want the best stats on them as possible. Violent is preferred, but for a lot of early game players, Fatal Blade's gonna be the easiest ones to come by. But or you could even use like energy if you have like a really good 6-star energy runes that have the right stats on them. It's just mostly about trying to get the right stats on them overall. So that's the takeaway from this. But anyway, hopefully it helped some people. That's it for this one. I will see you as always in the next one.